Welcome to the North American Golden Domers for Sunday, October 5th, 2025. We're back and we're live. Before I go into the introductions, I have an apology to our audience. We've been missing for a few weeks, and I just wanted to apologize for that. There was a complaint, and we had to go through the CRTC and the FCC and there are no regulators in Mexico, so there's no issue there. But apparently in a previous episode, and I'm not allowed to point out which one, there was some unintentional nudity. Now it was waist above nudity, but it breached the standards of what our two fine countries require, and so I apologize for that. I also would like to apologize. We could have probably went last week, and this is true, as was what I just said true. But last Friday evening, before we were scheduled to tape, I had a dream, and this is a true dream. And John O'Neill can back me up on this. And I needed therapy for about a week and a half straight to get over this one. I actually wrote John this, and he hasn't written me back. So perhaps we might not hear from him again. But I had a dream that John and I went golfing. John O'Neill and I went golfing to the California coast. We were going to play Pebble Beach. We had a lovely wooden cabins we stayed in, and we were going to golf the next morning. He said goodnight to me. He was very nice. It went really well. And suddenly, in the middle of the night, Brian Kelly in lingerie crawled into my bed in purple lingerie. Oh. I then, rightfully, what I thought was told Mr. Kelly to leave. And I told Mr. Kelly what everyone truly thought of him. He cried and he left. And I woke in the morning to go golfing with Mr. O'Neill. And Mr. O'Neill advised me that, Mr. Kelly, we need to treat God's creatures and love them, no matter who they are. So I was scolded by Mr. O'Neill. So after that dream, I needed a lot of help. I likely still do. With that said, let's move forward. We're back. We're happy to be back. We thank you for your patience. We thank you for everyone reaching out and wondering what was up. So let's start with the introduction live from Albany, New York. Andy.
Good evening, everyone. Glad to be here. It's good to see you. Things have improved since the last time we were all together, so that's a huge plus.
If I recall correctly, we haven't had the opportunity to discuss a win, have we? Is that?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so we've had some shock. Good to see you, Andy. You look refreshed. You look happy. Have you been tanning? Have you been?
I am none of those things. Just for the record.
Well, you look it. And coming to us live from Mexico City, Rodolfo with the new swag on.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
How'd you get that?
I ordered it. It's just the way everybody does it, right?
I guess. You're well, Rodolfo?
Yeah, I'm very good.
Good to see you.
Long time no see. But it's been a while. It's been 3 victories since we saw each other last, so.
Well, it took that long to get over the losses of the first two for us to be able to talk again. With that said, I now introduce the podcast owner, the esteemed Paul Linehan. How are you, Paul?
Good to see everybody. Of course, it's been a while. I know we text a lot during the games, but good to get the show back up and live and running. We're ready to go.
And now, you look great, Paul, as usual. I see your glasses are on your head. You're ready for any circumstance that might come across the night. I'm excited for that. And now, one of our, I think, Mike, you're just under George Davis, so to speak, in terms of appearances on the audio podcast. Now is your first one on the video podcast, and we welcome Mike Kremen to the podcast. How are you, Mike?
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think this is my 3rd time total, so I'm only, I think, 64 appearances below George Davis. So working up to it. I think I'll eventually get there. But I'm glad that you're having me back on, and I'm excited to actually be where it's live and people can see me as well. And hopefully that doesn't scare off any of your dozens of viewers.
Several dozens. Mike's coming to us from DC. Mike, this is usually the point of. By the way, Mike, it is DC, right? Because when I was in Maryland recently at my conference, we were staying at the Gaylord, and it was the people there did not want that referred to as DC. They were letting us know they were in Maryland.
Well, yeah. So I'm just outside of DC. I'm in Maryland, north of kind of where you were.
Okay.
But yeah, I think about 15 miles or so just outside the city. But on the Maryland side, north of DC.
It's funny. The 3 or 4 days I was there, Mike had horrible cell phone reception. He didn't take one call, didn't get one text. It was. I hope that's better now, Mike.
No, you're still blocked, so it's not an issue.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Mike. This is usually the point where we let our our guest, give to the listeners your Notre Dame story. Tell us your Notre Dame story, please, Mike.
Yeah, so grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. So my family was full of Notre Dame fans. I have an uncle that got his MBA there, one that got his PhD. I was the first to get my undergraduate degree there. I'm a 97 grad. My wife is an 01 grad. Got married at the Basilica. Season ticket holder. Got a 5-year-old son, Brady, who we're trying to brainwash into Notre Dame. It's a delicate balance, but hopefully we're not alienating too much. But yeah, that's kind of my Notre Dame story. Grew up with it, and fortunate enough they let me in there, and have stayed with it and built my family around it as well.
And I think Mike is one of the most positive Notre Dame guys I know. It's always happy to see Mike, always happy to have his energy around, and for some reason he's kind to me. So I do appreciate that, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't hear the words usually. I used to reserve them for Tommy Rees. Now it's more for Chris Ash, but I can be colorful when it comes down to it sometimes. But appreciate that I put on a good show for you at least.
I appreciate that. And now I have just received word we have a special guest parachuting into the podcast from Cleveland, Ohio, Mary Linehan.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
You know Mary from the Notre Dame bracelets. She's the purveyor of donut cake. Friend of Riley Leonard, as it were, and it's her 15th birthday. So like most teenage girls,
Happy
she did
birthday.
not want Taylor Swift album. She did not want clothes. She just wanted to make a cameo appearance on the North American Golden Domers.
Yeah.
So
Only thing I asked for.
Absolutely. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday,
she
Mary.
has a game prediction, Raj. I know we're ahead of the curve, but she's going to check out. She has a game prediction for next weekend. I think you're going to like it.
I'm saying Notre Dame with the W, 42-7. Final score.
Oh, beautiful.
Very good, Mary.
Very good,
it's
Mary.
lovely to see you. Happy birthday. And I know you know this, but you should know that when I'm with your dad, and when I was with your dad during the Texas A&M game, the happiest he was all weekend,
We lost audio.
was showing the results of your cross country. He is so proud of you, and we follow your cross country career with great excitement. So I think the Linehans didn't hear a thing of that, but that's fine. So, thanks, Mary. Good to see you. Please get all your friends to like, subscribe, share. Good to see you. Thanks, Mary.
Good to see you.
Raj, we froze up during your heartfelt sentiment to Mary, so she just thanked you. We really don't know what you said, but we're hoping it was good.
I was telling her
It's better not that you didn't hear it.
Hey, it's not important, so never mind.
She can watch back, and she can. That way, at least we'll get one more watcher, one more viewer. So.
I figure between Mary and having Mike on this week, our teenage boy demographics are going to go through the roof.
I'm only saying this for the few who know it. The gentleman that Chris Carter met in Arkansas.
Oh yeah,
that's not someone who needs to know about that demographic. In any event, let's move on.
that was you, right?
No, I was not in Arkansas for that game. Mike, did I send you the picture of what appears to be my doppelganger?
You did, and I think my response was every AI model in the world could not do a better doppelganger of you.
Absolutely.
Mine was more succinct. Pedo Raji.
Yeah. Hence, thanks, Paul. We may be missing for a few weeks again. So the demographic boys, they all have to be of age in order to watch the podcast. I think that there was some movement afoot to see if perhaps we could get Peter Raji as a guest. So I don't know if Carter got the contact info, but let's see what we can do. Andy, please be quiet. Please be quiet. I know all the things you want to say right now because I want to say them. So stop.
Mary's gone. We're good.
Listener feedback. Lots of concern about the time away. Even the gentle souls like Mo wrote us and say, "Hey, dude, you okay?" And at some point after a couple weeks away, it was actual concern about the health of all of us, mental health. So thank you for everyone who reached out. It's nice to know that our friends are caring. We're at 109 listeners, 109 subscribers. I apologize, and we really need to grow that. The farm is in doubt, Andy. I think you're safe. I think you predicted that we'd never get close, but I think we've got a lot of games left, a lot of winning to do. A championship run would certainly get us above 500.
Sure.
And so let's, the last thing we want to do is we appreciate everyone. We're going to try and get this down to a tight hour, not the hour and a half, 2 hours we've been doing. I know Mike's enjoyed War of Peace, the War and Peace episodes of the podcast, but we're going to try and get it down to a tight hour. National treasures. Andrew, USA. I'm going to go USA. We're going to go USA, another country, but USA is just going to be all over this one tonight, Andy. You lead us off. You're the lead off for USA.
I'm going to go with the milkshake, which was perfected in Chicago in the early 1900s by a Walgreens employee when they used to serve, fountain drinks and stuff like malts, stuff like that. So the milkshake is my national treasure, perfected by the Americans.
Do you make milkshakes?
No.
And I was about to ask. I've heard that your milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard. Is that
Thank you. Mike, I was going there. I was hoping he said yes. Thank you for stepping in.
Well done, Mike.
Mike, you should
and
worry.
It's true.
You should worry.
Unfortunately, it's true.
Okay.
You should worry, Mike, that our thoughts are similar. I'm going to go next for Canada, our national treasure. And to all the Yankee fans, I'm sorry, but our national treasure is the Toronto Blue Jays. 2-time world champions, and have just now beaten the Yankees for the first 2 games, and we're up 2-0 in the best of 5 series. And I am very happy about the Toronto Blue Jays. So they are Canada's national treasure, our only baseball team since the Expos left and went south.
That includes the
Mike,
guy behind the home plate, right?
Oh, Fuzz, yeah. I did point out to Rodolfo that if he was Canadian, his national treasure is behind home plate at every Blue Jay game, and that's Geddy Lee. He's sitting there with hat and sunglasses, but you can still tell with that giant Adam's apple and ridiculous hair flowing out. It's still Ichabod Crane of the worst music on the planet, but he's there.
Big money.
Big money. Yeah. You got it. Very good.
Stop it. Mike?
Yeah, before a real quick question. I love the graphic here, but why is the Canadian run red, white, and blue? Is that kind of a subtle try to desire to be more American, or what's up there?
I haven't noticed that, but that does appear what the Canadian flag would look like, or will look like in about 5 years. So
yeah, okay, good. Just want to make sure.
Mike, that's a theme we're going to hit on later. We'll hit on that theme later, Mike. Trust me, I got this covered.
Gotcha. So for my national treasure, I want to show you just how culturally sophisticated I am. I'm going to go with the WWE, formerly known as the World Wrestling Federation, but obviously an American invention, but really expanding, the hearts and minds around the world. They just did a European tour. They just expanded on ESPN and Netflix, and they're going to have WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year. So obviously, there's a thirst for American culture across the world, and we're happy to fill it with big muscular men in tight pants.
In medium shirts. Mike, have you ever been to a WWE event?
Yes, actually, I have. I've been to many. When I was younger, my dad used to take us to I think it's the Allstate Arena in Chicago now, but it was the Rosemont Horizon at the time, and back in the 80s and the Hulk Hogan, Macho Man era, used to go quite a bit.
We may have you on as a regular sort of, in Saturday Night Live when they end the episodic players, and it's just a new Ask Mike question, because I think there's a lot there. I mean, if that's true, there's a lot there.
That's why I stay quiet most of the time, and people wonder why I don't talk. Is when I do, these are the things I talk about. So I just try to shut up.
Okay. Dolph, Mexico is yours.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Lucha Libre, which is called down here, is big too. And yeah, we had some. We have the WWE come down also, but I mean, thanks for that, American. My national treasure, it's going to be a bicultural thing again. So I found out this, and you Notre Dame grads should know about this, Paul and Mike. There's a lot of clubs that go in the university. And one of them, I don't know if you know this, but they have a mariachi club there. And they have people from Mexican heritage come and play some instruments and project mariachi music throughout the university. So I found that very interesting, and that's going to be my national treasure for this episode. So,
Was the first song at your wedding a mariachi dance?
not really.
Was there mariachi at your wedding?
I don't think so. Maybe I was drunk enough that I don't remember, but
Have
it
you
might
ever
have been.
played in a mariachi? Have you ever played in a mariachi band?
No, I don't play an instrument. So,
Okay.
and I can't sing.
Well, thank you. Your national treasure was wonderful. We appreciate it. Paul, you finish off with the USA here. Paul Linehan.
That's usually the look Paul gives when anybody addresses him. He just
Thank
his
you.
own world.
My national treasure this week is Top Golf. This is, I don't know if you guys have that in Canada yet, but it's a Callaway sponsored thing. It's basically they've taken the, what's that? Are you guys hearing me or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Paul is
We
having
hear you.
technical issues.
Oh boy.
So Paul said it's Top Golf, and I think it's because Paul likes to hit the ball and eat and drink with his friends. Right? That's
Yeah.
Anything else? Have you ever been to a Top Golf?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Mike?
I have. We've done some work functions there before. I'm not a very good golfer. I'm good at throwing my clubs and swearing, but Top Golf is fun because, you said, you get to sit there and drink, and you don't have to go very far. So
Now, there's one thing I forgot to do, and I'm going to wait for Paul to get back before we do it. But I thought so. Paul's national treasure was Top Golf. It's it's good. Thank you for that. College football story of last week. This was a fun weekend in college football. I left the weekend happy because we won, happy because people I don't like lost. The only thing that could have made it better was Brian Kelly losing, but that couldn't happen. But I'm sure he did something that was bad somewhere. With that said, Dolph, what was the story of the week outside of the Notre Dame game?
It has to be Texas and Penn State losing. I mean, we heard all preseason. We heard about Texas, how good Arch Manning was, and maybe he is good, but I don't think he has a surrounding cast to get that team very far. They're playing awful, and then Penn State just keeps on losing, right? I mean, the game against UCLA, who hadn't won a game until yesterday, was like, whoa, this is, and it's good for us because I mean, top 10 teams falling off the top 10. That's good for Notre Dame. So that's probably the story for this week.
We ended up at 16, which was some nice movement. But good gosh, does Manning? I mean, all the hype. It was too much hype to start the season. I mean, giving them the Heisman, much like Beano Cook giving Ron Paulus double Heismans before he ever stepped on campus. But I mean, he doesn't look ready, does he, Mike? Am I missing something? Or
no, and he seems, from all I've seen, he's a phenomenally nice kid, and it's hard to with all that pressure on there. But I've seen on like a video of him in high school, and you see the caliber of players he's playing against. And it looks like a fantasy camp roster. It's a bunch of slow little short guys chasing after him, and so I'm sure that helps his stats. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, a very good kid. But the pressure they put on him was ridiculous, and he's definitely not lived up to the expectations. Just like a lot of Drew Aller, who we've seen what he can do, but Klubnik and Clemson, a lot of these kids that were touted pretty highly at the beginning of the season have really struggled.
Yeah. The NFL draft, it was picked before preseason. They would all be very upset with what they ended up with, at least based on what we've seen this year. A couple quick comments. I'm just stick handling a bit until Mr. Linehan joins us. Josh Mullen, Andy, he approves of your national treasure. He says, as a fat kid, he approves as the milkshake as your national treasure. Andy, what is your favorite milkshake? I suspect vanilla.
Indeed, it is vanilla.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. With sprinkles?
No.
They would get stuck in the straw. That would really create a problem.
Do you put sprinkles on anything?
I do. I put sprinkles on ice cream every Saturday night.
Do you really?
Yep.
Are they the same color as the ice cream?
They're brown, which I'm sure they're supposed to simulate chocolate. Obviously,
Okay.
they're not chocolate sprinkles, but my wife.
And I will tell you that I have resolved the soft butter issue. I'm putting it in a butter dish. I can't call it what you call it. It just seems wrong. Yeah, it's not a butter crock. There's no such thing.
That's what it's called.
Is that like a Finger Lakes thing? I know you're from the Finger Lakes. Is that what you call them in the Finger Lakes?
I'm not from the Finger Lakes, and no, that's widely known to be a butter crock.
Mike, as an American, do you know anything about a butter crock, or is it a butter dish?
I don't really. I've never used either. But wasn't there like some margarine that was named like crock or something like that?
Country crock.
I've heard the term. So
country crock was the margarine. Yeah.
This is a discussion Mike never thought he was going to have tonight.
Crock. Yeah.
Well, that's margarine.
Last comment. I will tell you that Jason Davila, I think it's Davila. Mike Davila. Oh goodness, I was all over it. Mike, he likes your stories and wants more of them. So,
well, he has the misfortune to sit next to me at camp, so he's got to be stand on my good side. I'll tell him some more stories, but we'll break him of that.
Paul, I tried to say what you'd say about Topgolf, and I said you hit golf balls, you eat, you drink, and you're there with friends. Is there more?
No, it's like mini golf for adults. I love it. It's a great idea.
Yeah. Now, Paul, are you see? Last time I was at a Topgolf, I was with this weasel I work with, and I decided because I let the dogs hunt, so I just drove the ball to see distance and hit the net, and I was hunting. He was these little plop shots, like 50 yards into the hole all the time, and he claimed he's champion, but I was out there unleashing hell.
Let the dogs hunt is what he just said.
Yes. He did.
Wow.
You know who says things like that? Pedo Raji.
And now he's frozen.
And now he's frozen, yeah.
Okay, good. I was worried that was me again.
So,
look at that face.
The joke was so good, I killed it.
Soon I will say I'll be fixing to do something. So let's thank you for that, Paul. We had just moved on, Paul, to the college football story of the week. Dolph talked about the Texas and Penn State losses. Paul, what was the story of the week, or what do you want to talk about from this past week?
Yeah, sorry about the technical glitch, guys. I don't know what's going on here, but it was Penn State for me. I have, as you guys know, I have a bunch of friends who go there. We make a lot of wagers during the year, and this one was so bad I didn't even text those guys. I'm gonna leave them alone for a couple days. I sent out a signal to my one friend, just like, show me a sign of life, and I received a graphic depiction of one of his fingers in a photo back to me. So I don't think he's ready to talk about it yet, but that was incredible. And I'm on Twitter, and I just, I have for certain people I'm following, and I actually a person that hates the For You segment, because I'm like, don't give me your, analytics driven things if you think I want. Like, I know what I like, but this week it seemed to be a Penn State feed. So I was in For You a little bit this morning in my feels, and it was pretty funny. So they are, to say they're melting down is an understatement.
Hey, Paul. I mean, is James Franklin gone after this year?
50 million.
Yeah, that's exactly. He's 50 million buyout, and I don't think they have that kind of money. They have money, but they don't have that kind of money.
Okay.
So I don't know who he swindled. It was the last AD, from what I understand. There, just again from reading the For You bios today, there's evidently an AD, a woman AD that left a few years ago, but her final move was giving Franklin an extension with a $50 million buyout. So they're hoping that there's an NFL job, or they're hoping that there's another job that he goes to, but because they can't do anything else.
Wouldn't it be delightful if perhaps at the end of the season, LSU and Penn State just traded coaches? Just trade your problems. Maybe a new landscape will help. Andy Dolph,
what if they played in the ReliaQuest Bowl? Also would be funny.
Oh, that'd be delightful. Andy Dolph, I was thinking about that those lovely people, those Penn State fans behind us at the Orange Bowl, how happy they must have been with this result.
Sure. I'm happy for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Mike, story of the week.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to pick those two games. Trying to think of another one. I think from our perspective, watching Miami continue to get better and better each week helps us. Texas A&M looked pretty good, so I want to get revenge on both of them in the playoffs. But I think the fact that they're still showing momentum and helping us, I think we were ranked the top 2-loss team. So we win out, we'll make the playoffs. So I think the cards are falling for us if we can just kind of keep discipline and win each week.
I agree, and I'm still of the mind that Cristobal is going to do something stupid at some point. We hope it's when they play us again. And I saw a great comment somewhere about how the real downfall of Miami will be the end of the season. By that time, Cristobal will have eaten all the supplements that his players should have, and his players will be weaker. So that might happen. Moving on to my own.
Just before we move on, my dear friend, on the theme of Penn State, we have another message from Josh Mullen. So would the group take Jim Knowles as the DC from Penn State when they change at the end of the year?
Yeah. Well, I think the Ash train is turned around. It's the defense is looking good. I guess the test is really going to be USC. I mean, that's going to be the test.
And I shared this with you on Knowles. I've shared this with some of you on Knowles. I know a lot of people inside the Ohio State program, good friends of mine, and they told me that Knowles was basically fired there 2 games before the championship game.
Wow.
He was not running things. He was not running the show. There was a big fight after the Michigan game between him and one of the other coaches. Not physical, but
Sure.
He was not really involved the last 2 weeks, so they were happy that Penn State took him. And I think that was one of the weird overhyped signings of the offseason. You guys remember in our preview show, I didn't get the Penn State thing, right? Their best player on offense in the NFL, their best player on defense in the NFL. Oh, they're number 1 because Drew Aller's back, who didn't complete a pass to a wide receiver, and they still have James Franklin. So I didn't get it from the beginning. I'm not surprised by it. I think they got a couple more losses on this schedule.
And Aller looks worse. I mean, he's just devolved. He may not end up as the starter at this rate if it continues. Plus, there's the backup quarterback. I forget his name, Pribula, who ended up at Missouri, who's lighting it up there. Yeah. Mine is the reason we love college football is the ability to share it with family and friends and the emotion it brings and the camaraderie it brings. And I love Rick Neuheisel. I think he is the real deal. Great story. And the delight he had in watching his son and watching his alma mater win. And they showed it in real time, his reaction to it. It gives me goosebumps thinking about that. That's what this game is about. This game transcends everything. It transcends every year it's a new team, but it's still the school and the family and your friends. And it was really cool to see Rick Neuheisel cheer on his son, who looks like he's about 12. But one of the best lines I saw about that was, how is James Franklin, or Jim Knowles got out schemed by Greta Thunberg, the Swedish activist. That was a great line. It wasn't mine, but it was great. Andy, story is the story of the week. The butter tarts. How are they doing?
Jeez.
I know of all the things that I've missed with our podcast being off, I've been worried about the butter tarts the most.
And you should, Paul. You should be worried about the butter tarts,
no.
Paul, because, well, there's a whole long involved story, which turned out that we had 2 teams reduced to 1 team, but the league that ran would not cancel the 2 games that we had scheduled for every Saturday. So the kids have to play 2 back-to-back football games. And it's not going well.
It's good for
going well. So, and our games got canceled yesterday, so we had no games. So we're 1-4 currently.
Oof.
Yeah, and it's not looking good. Not looking good. But my college football story is not one of the headline grabbers. It's going to be the continued demise and destruction of the Syracuse University Orange, as they can. Although it will ultimately not benefit us if they're a terrible team when they face us in November, but I do like to watch them suffer and continue to lose badly. And they were, on a trajectory upwards in the last couple of years, and then obviously their savior, Steve Angeli's Achilles, did not come as a part of the deal, and that immediately got cut. So I would say Syracuse and their continued demise.
Steve Angeli, when he tore his Achilles, reminded me of George's interception when he was running to the end zone and tripped. But I'm sorry to hear about the butter tarts, Andy. I do have another bit of information that when we were at the Texas A&M game, we did some research, we did some work, and we canvassed. Paul and I did some work, and we canvassed the fans, and we wanted to find out just who their favorite North American Golden Domer was. So, Beto, if you could perhaps, and this was another reason we were so delayed in getting back on podcast schedule, because it took a long time for myself, Andy, and Dolph to digest this nonsense. But perhaps
I was having trouble fitting my head in the door too on the way back in. I couldn't get in the house.
It was actually pretty embarrassing. But Beto, do you have that video ready to run?
Welcome to Notre Dame. It is Texas A&M Day. I am here with podcast owner Paul Linehan. I am Raji. We are going to ask some random people who their favorite podcaster is.
This ought to be good.
Go Irish.
Go.
Mike Kremen.
Raji.
Who is your favorite podcaster?
Oh, you mean the North American Golden Domer podcaster? Oh, that's easy. That's Paul. No, Andy. No, Dolph. No, what's his name? George.
Go Irish, Mike. Here with Rich Durkins from the Golden Domers, North American Golden Domers podcast. Rich, who's your favorite podcaster?
Oh, it's got to be Paul Linehan. No doubt. Absolutely. Paul's my favorite.
But he's the newest, Rich.
I always have an affection for the newest guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks,
And
Rich.
the
We're
oldest.
going to replace him as soon as someone else comes on board.
Go Irish, Rich.
Go Irish.
I'm here with Colin Crawford. Iowa. Colin, who's your favorite podcaster?
Well, I don't want to offend everybody. I enjoy all of you, but I have to say Paul, because I love the segments, the Notre Dame stories, and actually a few of the stories, including the one last week about the Stanford game in 1990, really hits home with me. That was my first Notre Dame home game when I was 10 years old.
Thanks, Colin. Go Irish.
Go Irish.
Here with Chris Carter.
Yes, sir.
Who's your favorite podcaster?
You're not going to like this, but I'd say it's George Davis. I mean, he's been on the podcast almost as many times as you have.
We don't like it. You're right.
Steve Parkett here, Texas A&M Notre Dame game. I have to say my favorite podcaster after this last week is Paul, just because of his impersonation of Rodolfo. Spot on, my man. Spot on.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah. So two things. One is
My audio was out for a little bit. Who did they all vote for? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
George.
Apparently,
George.
there's only two got votes. One was you. The other isn't a host.
We paid him all to say that. Since you're the owner now.
Wow.
Well,
Watching Raji's little heart die with each question was really amusing.
Firstly, I don't know why I'm talking like William Shatner, so I don't know why. Maybe it's just the Canadian sort of the shared spirit we have. And the secondly, if he wasn't in jail, I would have reported Chris Carter as the Unabomber. All right, moving on to the surprise of the Notre Dame season. Paul, again, the addition of you was the best thing we've ever done, so thank you.
Wow, thank you very much.
Surprise
for me, I think this is going to be, this is one of those things where you try to think of the steadfast one, and then if you're going fifth in the order, you try to come up with a surprise one because the progression of CJ Carr is the best thing, like the most surprising thing. I knew he was going to be good, but you heard the stories out of camp. Is he going to win the job? This is the best quarterback we've had since Brady, at least. I may even go farther back than that. The way he goes through his progression so quickly and finds the open guy, and then he just puts it on a rope is something we're not used to. I'm still in the, what are they, like survivor's guilt or whatever it is, that when he lets go of a ball, I'm like, no, yes. Like we have a quarterback that can make those throws now, and I'm still not used to it. And it's incredible. And it's such a gift. And the fact that he's a sophomore is just, the future's bright. So no surprise, but my best surprise is CJ Carr.
He's a competitor. He's calm. I was going to, and it hasn't happened in the last. I don't think it happened this game. Maybe it happened in the last game, but I was going to see what's more during a broadcast, an intentional grounding or a naked from Garrett. At least there wasn't a grounding this period.
We got a naked though. He had at least one naked that I caught.
Andy, I'm going to go with my surprise right now because you sort of led to it. And I'm not making this up. I sort of like Garrett.
Oh.
That's my big surprise. I don't mind him. I'm finding him charming suddenly.
I'm going to jump in here quickly because this is something I was going to bring up, I think, 2 episodes ago that we didn't have. I have season tickets. I see Kremen. I've gone with all you guys to different games, and for various reasons related to children, I have not made it to the last 2 games. And Andy, I apologize for ever doubting your hatred for Jason Garrett because I've had to watch the games on TV. It's horrendous. Like I was trying to sync up my radio with Catholic radio. It wasn't working, but I was trying. Like that's how desperate I was. He's awful. Like, so I'm sorry, Ross. Sorry to interrupt your compliment fest for Jason Garrett, but I wasn't hearing it.
He's charming. I'd let him. I'd go to dinner with him.
Oh gosh.
Andy, what's your surprise so far this season?
Well, it's not a good one.
It's
not a good surprise.
Okay.
It's the extra point situation that this team is really, and obviously the biggest one we all know caused us to at least not tie a game, not necessarily win a game, but we definitely didn't tie that game. And then I missed, like, come on. At this level, stop it. Rodolfo can make them, for Christ's sake.
Dolph, what's your surprise of the season so far?
Well, my surprise, the player has been on the team for the last 3 years and hasn't really taken the field that much because of injuries. But this year he's playing really good, and it's probably off the radar. But I think Gabe Rubio is having a great year.
Of course it is. Of course it's Gabe Rubio. Of course.
So, yeah. He's having a good year. So
is Jason Davila.
Pretty good.
Do you like the mustache, Dolph?
Not really.
No. Would you have you grown a mustache?
I have.
Okay. Perhaps that for the next podcast?
No, not really.
No.
Mike, we've left you last because I know you'll have something great.
Well, yeah, I originally was going to say CJ Carr. He's been phenomenal. Hopefully he's warming up with the team and stretching with them now, which was obviously the burning issue during the preseason. The biggest surprise, I'm going to have to go with Devonta Smith getting injured in warmups. If that's not the biggest fantasy camp thing that you would ever expect, not being able to play for 2 weeks after getting hurt during the stretch, that'd probably be my biggest surprise, other than CJ.
Yeah. That's
What's
funny.
Fred doing, man? Come on, Fred.
Yeah. A quick Boise State, an honest team. It wasn't a laugher, but we had to work for it. It was 28-7. We did leave at least 14 points on the board, maybe 15. We got the 2 point after that. But just general thoughts, conversation about the Boise State game. I've left it sort of free form. I'll lead it around, but we'll start with Mike this time. What do you think about the game and how you're feeling as we go forward?
Yeah, so I was there, and you probably didn't hear it on the broadcast because you had it muted, but it was like 86 degrees and sunny. I think it was like the 6th hottest game they've ever had at Notre Dame Stadium. So it was uncomfortable. So I can see why they'd be drained a little bit. It was one of those games that I never felt like it was out in doubt. I think we held them. We had the control of the game the whole time. I think the offense. CJ Carr I think looked like a redshirt freshman. Which, if this is how he looks in his low games, we're in good shape because I think he was the player of the game. So I think the offense did what they needed to do. The defense is slowly starting to get better. I think they're really starting to tighten those ash holes that we saw earlier in the season. So that's a positive trajectory. But a win's a win. It was a tough team, tough climate, and they managed to pull through. So happy to get through that one, and we'll see what NC State brings next week.
Paul, you were watching from home. Other than Garrett, what are your observations about the game?
I think Mike summed it up well. It's a good win against a quality opponent at home. What you're supposed to do. And I think in addition to overcoming the heat, they overcame, and I'm not saying the refs were one way or another, but the game was so disjointed with the 24 flags for 200 yards against both teams. No, there was no rhythm. Neither team could get in a rhythm. The fans couldn't get in a rhythm. Like it just seemed, the whole thing seemed disjointed. There were so many stoppages of play, no rhythm. And being able to get through a game like that and win by 3 touchdowns, and as Mike said, even though we had to play hard, the outcome was never in doubt. I wasn't worried about it after the first quarter, and I thought they overcame a lot in that game, a lot more than it was just an uncomfortable win, but it felt good, so I liked it.
Rodolfo, your thoughts?
Oh well, after still worried about finishing up drives. I mean, the first drive of the game was like they just rolled up all over them, and they couldn't finish it. And then that gave him a little momentum. And then I know Paul says it was one way or the other, but I can see the officials evening out the game because this could have been a bigger blowout than it was. And I don't know, the weather and everything was uncomfortable. Maybe, I don't know, they got too high for the Arkansas game. So this one was like, that when you drop your level of intensity for this game, they knew they were going to win, but I didn't see their best effort. The defense is playing a lot better, but the offense wasn't there. But besides the 2 running backs and the O-line, which played, I think, okay, CJ played more or less, but they weren't really blowing out anyone. So I don't know. There's a lot of things there, and yeah, it wasn't a really ugly win, right?
It was. Andy, were you able to watch, Andy, or were you on the Butter Tart field?
No, our games got canceled, so I was able
right.
to watch the whole game. So, kind of like what Rodolfo just said, the defense itself. I mean, early on in this season, we had some obvious concerns. No matter who they're playing, they're worrying about how many points they're letting up. But I feel like Boise State could have been poised to score some points, but the defense did what they had to do, and probably the biggest benefit was having Leonard Moore back. And in a game like that where he's not, automatically going against some pretty high octane receivers and an air assault, and he comes away with 2 picks, he gets acclimated to the game speed again. So for me, it would be the defense. I think, of course, Jeremiah and Jadarian Price, they did phenomenal. They are going to be the glue that holds this whole thing together when CJ may have his first game yet, whenever that is going to happen, because it's going to happen eventually, right? So hopefully it doesn't happen, to a point where we can't come back and win a game. But he's definitely destined for a bad game. He's been trending upwards and doing well, and just odds are, right, something's going to happen. It's just not going to be the day for him. So as long as we have those two guys back there backing them up, helping them, I think the offense will continue to trend upwards. But overall, I was happy with it. A win's a win. At this level, any team can come into Notre Dame Stadium and take one from us. So to see them take control of this game and keep control was good.
I'll have 3 quick comments. One, offense, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing from the wide receivers. There's a lot of depth there. There's good guys that aren't playing a lot too. When you look at a few of the guys, some of the depth pieces. So that's good, not only for the rest of the year, but if injuries hit and going forward. But really excited about the wide receiver room, which is the first time we can say that in a long, long time. On defense, I like the fact that we're building capacity and depth. I mean, especially with guys like Zachary and a few others playing that aren't, at times frustrate you, but they're getting battle tested and they're building depth as the season goes along. As we all know that as we went down the run last year in games, 14, 15, 16, we were tested. We were down to 2 deep and 3 deep in some spots. So the more capacity we can build at this point of the season, the better. And lastly, I'm very, very worried that our special teams kicking is going to cost us a game. I really am. I mean, we could argue that the special teams piece has cost us one, but I'm worried. And if it doesn't cost us a game in the execution, does it cost us a game in the decision-making where he has to make a decision because he can't trust the guy to kick a 40-yarder? So that's where I am. One other quick story is I did mention to you that I think so next year I turn 60. And so what I want to do is I've been training. I've been sort of the past 3-4 months have been difficult with reference to the surgery and recovering from that, but I'm back running again. And I want to run the Toronto Marathon in my 60th year next year. So I'm excited to enter my 60s and try and be as strong and healthy as possible for that stretch. But it reminds me of a story that when I was in my 20s, I did try to run a marathon. I tried it twice. And I couldn't get it done. I tried to run the Scandinavian Marathon. And do you know why I didn't complete it?
Why?
I couldn't find the finish line.
Oh, good.
This is the longest we've ever gone into a show without one of those.
Exactly.
Rod, do you remember when you recently asked me about advice for running sneakers?
Yes.
Do you remember our conversation? And you said, I think you asked me something about do they give you shin splints? And right. Do you remember my response? I don't want to say it here.
Yeah, no, it was something that was, it would be something that I would get and you wouldn't because we don't share the body parts.
I accused you of being something if you got shin splints, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That said, we need to shorten this to an hour. So just one joke per show. So that's all I'm doing.
That's where we cut down? Is that
no, the next segment's where we cut down. We're not going to do what's the deal with every country. We're just going to go one at a time. And so I decided that the right thing to do is to throw Canada up on the table for the discussions around what's to deal with. And Mr. Linehan, as the podcast owner, I'm going to give it to you to ask Canada what's the deal with.
I've been waiting for this for 2 weeks. There's a lot of things I like about Canada, our America's hat, as I like to call it. I like the goofy little fake money they have. I like the way they say a boot. But one of my favorite things about Canada is the CFL. I watched it a lot growing up on ESPN. I had a lonely childhood, and back in the 80s, that's what you did in the evenings. You watched some Canadian football. And what made it great were having a play get tackled at the 55-yard line. Super cool, super different.
Yeah.
The goalposts in the front of the end zone just waiting for a decapitation. And, of course, my favorite, and Raji knows this, the Rouge, where you can get a single point by kicking a field goal that misses the goalpost but still lands in the end zone or beyond the end zone, or on a kickoff or punt. There's a single point awarded, which makes it for some super goofy scores. I love all these things about Canada, and I think that, unfortunately, politics has entered into the CFL. I think in Canada's wrong thinking mind, they're trying to Americanize their game so that we will accept their application to be the 51st state. And as a result of that, they recently announced they're getting rid of the Rouge. They're moving the goalposts to a safer place. And what's next? Are they going to have 4 downs now? Listen, I'm not sure if this is enough to get you in anyway, but don't mess with your game for political reasons. It was good the way it is. So that was a long-winded political soliloquy, but what's the deal with you changing your game?
Oh, it's Paul. It was the lead story, not on the sports, but on the news here for quite a while. The commissioner, though, a lovely, earnest fellow who apparently claims this isn't the Americanization of the game. He claims that this is just he wants to make the game. It needs to advance. He did say 2 things will never change. One, we will always be 3 downs, and 2, our balls will always be bigger. So that's what he said. But it is very concerning in that the public is not taking it well. So
are there petitions? Are there any uproaring, like polite Canadian protests of any kind?
Well, there was, and I forget the name of them, but the Hamilton Tiger Cats, who, I guess if we had an Oakland Raiders, that would be them. Okay. And a bunch of the season ticket holders threatened to cancel their season tickets, but they walked it back a few days later when they sobered up. But they're not happy. So, but we are very worried that it is a unique part of our identity. And, what's next? Calling it the American Goose? I mean,
sure. Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, that 3rd down thing. It's a slippery slope, Raj. This could be the end of the 3rd down.
Yeah, I agree. The 3rd down is that's the flag and having 14 guys in motion.
Yeah, the illegal motion is fun too. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
That can't change. That just can't change. But at least we've evolved to where we no longer have 2 Rough Riders teams. We only have 1. So
weirdly, I like that too. But yeah.
Anyone else? I mean, that's Paul. You really hit it out of the park there. I don't really have much to fight with you with, but we're considering other changes.
Okay, considering it. I heard they're considering it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, anything from Canada? You don't have to. I mean.
No, of course I do. I've also been waiting for several weeks. One of the things I pay close attention to, like many people, are what are the trending snack food flavors in Canada? And they just came out with a study, and the 3 most trending snack food flavors: 1, honey; 2, spicy; and the 3rd is dill pickle. And it's coming up in popcorn, chips, sunflower seeds. Now, Raji, I've seen you at lunch when they bring a pickle on your food, and just the abject horror of what you were being served. So how are you reacting as a Canadian to see your country mates really embrace dill pickle? I mean, are you considering leaving the country, or how does that make you feel?
Considering, Mike, it horrifies me, and I will share a picture with you. I can't now. Maybe we can have Dolph Beto put it on our next podcast, but everyone taunts me about this, and you can't. The idea, it's just wrong. Pickles are wrong. But there's a great picture of my old dog Wilco on the kitchen floor, and the kids put a jar of pickles in between his paws. He's just looking at me happy, like he's got pickles. Pickles are horrifying. Like Andy with onions. It's just wrong. But I don't know anyone else who has the pickle thing, but it's not for me. Andy, anything from your perspective there in the Finger Lakes that?
Yeah, I have one question. What's the deal with the expulsion of 25,000 Japanese Canadians in 1942? What's up with that? What's the deal with that, Roger? Explain yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a time of war, right? We all have moments in our history which we're not proud of.
Paul, Mike, I think we could disagree with that.
Yes, we stand united. It's right in the title, United States. Hold on, we have comments.
This is allowing the laser
for Raji. We have a comment for Raji from Tim Vanderwillick.
Exactly.
Wasn't your nickname in high school Pickles?
Thank you, Rodolfo. Allowing
It's
the
what the
laser
fans
focus
want,
on.
Rodolfo. I'm sorry, it's what the fans want.
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try. I've been ousted. Allowing the laser focus on one country really allows for some great journalism. I'm expecting Morley Safer to walk in now with the next question. Dolph, by the way, Dolph, nice to see your Navy's heading back home. I just saw they're leaving New York City this week.
Yeah,
that boat.
Yeah, they'll probably get here next year. So
They
we're
finally got
expecting
under
them.
that bridge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do they need a tow?
Yeah. Exactly.
Dolph, anything?
No. I mean that's good enough.
I'm sweating. That was well done, lads. Everything from Japanese internment camps to pickles to the CFL. You've really ripped aside. If you found out some sort of behind the scenes making of the Littlest Hobo where he was just an asshole, that would be too tough for me to take. So
he was American. So.
He was not. He was a good dog, and he was a Canadian.
Give Gerald about an hour. He's probably creating a video of it right now. So
I heard he worked exclusively with Harvey Weinstein. Is that true?
The Littlest Hobo.
Yeah, explains a lot.
Pretty sure he was neutered. I think he was all about the acting. And for the record, does anyone remember the Littlest Hobo's real name?
You had to have told us this.
It's not a question of remembering. I don't think I ever knew it.
It's London. His name is London. He was a lovely dog who acted and saved lives, and really brought Canada together.
And he's obviously British, right?
Yes.
A whole host of other issues.
Yeah. By the way, the picks of the week, we've missed a few. So the leaderboard right now is I am at 15 and 14. Dolph is 2 behind at 13 and 16. Andy, 12 and 17. Sorry, Paul, 12 and 17, and then Andy, 10 and 19. So Andy, there's only a 5-game spread front to back. So
I went 10-0 in the 2 weeks we skipped. Just write that down.
I know.
I have them all on my phone.
Let's bang through these. Andy, will go you. UCLA, Michigan State.
Is it Michigan or Michigan State?
It's Michigan State.
I thought Michigan went to USC.
Yeah, Michigan's got USC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you put Michigan up here. But...
I'm going to say Michigan.
I meant Michigan State. So.
Michigan State.
Okay. Paul.
Michigan State.
Dolph.
I'll go Bruins.
Okay. As did I. And Mike?
I think they crash off the high. I'm going to go with the Spartans.
All right. Indiana and Oregon. Good God, I hope he gets Googled right into the Pacific Ocean. Indiana, Oregon. Andy, what do you have?
Oregon.
Yeah. Paul?
Oregon.
Dolph?
Yeah, I like Bulls. Oregon.
And I went Oregon. Mike?
Go Ducks. Oregon.
Puddles, please kill him. Oklahoma and Texas. We allowed to say Red River Shootout anymore? What is it? I don't even know. The
Red River Rivalry.
Yeah. Okay.
No shootouts.
And Andy.
Oklahoma.
Paul?
Texas.
Dolph?
Oklahoma.
I went Texas. And what about you, Mike?
Texas as well.
Okay. By the way, I don't know if anyone knows this about Andy. Am I okay to say this? In high school for 2 years, Andy was the lead in the musical Oklahoma in Schenectady.
Not true.
Okay.
It was 3 years. It was 3 years.
I didn't go to high school in Schenectady. So do your homework, Roger. Obviously, nobody's going to believe that because they know I didn't go to high school in Schenectady.
Not that you can't sing and dance perfectly. Iowa and Wisconsin. Andy, who do you have?
Go Iowa.
Paul?
Wisconsin.
Dolph?
I'm going to say Iowa.
I went Wisconsin. And Michael?
I'm with Dolph. Iowa.
Okay. Florida and Texas A&M. Andy?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, please let it be Texas A&M.
Paul?
Agree.
Dolph?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Aggies too.
I went Florida. I think they have to stumble somewhere, and I wonder if this is it. But I think it's a long shot. But Mike,
Aggies as well.
All right, last game, Michigan going to USC. Who do you have, Andy?
This is terrible. I hate them both, of course.
I know.
I'll take USC just because I want them to keep winning.
Yeah. Paul?
Yeah, this is one of those stadium blow-up kind of games for me.
Yeah.
I'll take USC too.
Dolph?
Yeah, we need USC to be with a good record, so we'll take USC just to beat them later on.
As did I. And Mike?
Yeah, SC, I hope it's a 7 overtime game where they just kick the crap out of each other and then the Trojans get on the plane to come to South Bend after.
And many fans are arrested for something for both teams.
We're almost halfway through the season. It's we wait so long. It goes so fast, but boy, is it great to have the games back. And so we'll see how this goes. Personal segments, we decided to just randomize this, change it up, shake it up. Frankly, I was running out of things to you would argue that happened with my first one, but I was running out of things that were macho. But let's start with Paul. What grinds your gears, Paul? What really gets you going?
I'm not going to do this in Dolph voice because I thought about it, but it's a simple little thing that grinds my gears. I'm going to keep it tight, just like Dolph always did. But improper knife usage, and what do I mean by that? You order a pizza from someplace and you get it home, and it's cut, but it's not cut all the way through. I'm like, you're already cutting the damn thing.
Yeah.
And then you pull it apart and it snags, or you get a sandwich and they cut it in half, but it's not all the way through the bottom piece of bread. That drives me insane because you're already using the knife. What's wrong? Just finish it. Just finish the damn job. It drives me insane. It's been driving me crazy since I was a teenager. And people who know me.
Have you tried the knives with the Sanchez blade?
Yeah.
Don't cut through anything.
Andy,
how quickly the narrative changed on that story.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, anyone here who that I was going there with that. Paul didn't lead that in, but apparently he was trying to direct traffic and move trucks around and attacked a 69-year-old truck driver.
With hearing aids.
Pictures of that guy?
No.
He beat the living hell out of that guy. That guy is messed up. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Allegedly.
Yeah. And evidently, he was just the guy that was removing the grease traps from the hotel's kitchen, and Sanchez wanted him to move his car, then pretended he was the manager. I don't understand.
Unbelievable. Mike, what's more embarrassing, that or the butt fumble? Is that more embarrassing than the butt fumble, Mike?
Yeah, if the butt fumble is now number 2 on Mark Sanchez's top things you're known for, it's hard to top that one. But
I think it might be worse as Mike said, because he didn't get fired for the butt fumble, but he's going to get fired for this one.
Oh yeah. It's quite a story. And all kidding aside, we all have bad moments. None like that, I suspect. But I hope he makes a complete recovery and ends up being appropriately dealt with by the law, right, Andy?
Absolutely.
And more importantly, cut your sandwiches all the way through, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, that's a very good one. Now, Andy, your macho tip of the day, I don't know how you chose which one. You can go with 2, but what's your macho tip of the day? It's certainly not a medium shirt.
Oh, you froze.
Is it a bubble bath?
What's your macho tip of the day, Andy?
It's definitely not take a bubble bath as a grown adult. It would be once in your life, maybe you have, tough to find yourself in the opportunity to do this, but milk a cow. Consensually milk a cow, but milk a cow. Mm-hmm.
Milk a cow.
Yeah.
Do you milk a cow?
I would like to say that the switching up of the segments is a huge success already.
Fantastic.
Does it have to do anything with Colombia?
Milking the cow?
Exactly.
No, like a
Okay.
legitimate cow. A legitimate cow.
Oh, okay.
Actual milking of a cow.
Okay. Whatever.
A legitimate cow, a cow of
Not a cow of ill repute, an actual cow.
So everyone stay tuned for next week. We'll have a segment on Andy's cow milking tips with visuals.
See a cow walk in behind me.
Do you make eye contact during this, Andy?
Generally, no.
Okay.
If you've ever milked a cow, you would know it's not going to happen.
Are
If you're making eye
these actual cows or 1/64th cows?
Paul, let's not be ridiculous here. These are real cows that produce real milk.
Dolph, there's some comments you might want to read.
Oh, yeah. You want to do it, Paul?
Or you might not want to read them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about this. Okay, Tim van der Wilk says, "What's your nickname in high school, Pickles?" Is that for you, Roger?
We went through that one when the other Dolph was talking.
And then Josh Mullen just asking for a reenactment of Andy and these Oklahoma days.
I think he just did, talking about the milking of the cow.
Absolutely.
You gotta pay the price of admission for that, gentlemen. You're not getting that for free.
That part of the 500. If we get to the 500, is that part of the
Yeah.
And just to be clear, Tim Vanderbilt came back and asked Andy, the milking of the cow, that isn't a euphemism, is it? It's actually milking a cow.
We're talking real stuff here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the. Well, thank you. That was great. We'll shift it up next week and do that again. Something different. Notre Dame picks for the week. We're playing NC State. Score, Andy. What do you have as the score?
I'm going to say 31-17 Irish.
Paul?
42-27 Irish.
Dolph?
I'm going to go with Mary's score. I'm going to go 42-7.
Nice.
I went 41-20. Mike?
I had 42-13, but I'm going to take a point off because now I'm afraid we're going to miss an extra point. And I'll go 41-13.
All right.
Smart guy right there.
Mr. Carr, over under 210. Andy in passing yards.
Over.
Paul?
Over.
Dolph?
Over.
Mike?
Over.
I said over too. Leading rusher. I have I put Mr. Price as the leading rusher. Andy?
I'll go with Love.
Paul?
Love.
Dolph?
Love.
And Mike, do you complete the love fest?
Yeah, I will. All you need is love.
I always think the Love Boat or Love Shack are the two songs that come to mind when I see them moving down. Receiver. I have Fields as the leading receiver. Andy?
Pauling.
Okay. Paul?
Also Pauling. And I don't know if you guys have heard, he's the first guy in the locker room. I don't know if you guys heard that at all.
Yeah.
He's the last guy in the locker room. All right. Good.
Dolph?
I'm going to say Faison.
Okay. And Michael?
And Faison as well.
Leading tackler. I have Adon Schuler. Andy?
Same. Adon Schuler.
Paul?
KVA.
Dolph?
I'm going to say Bowen.
Mike?
I had KVA as well.
By the way, how cool is it that we just named 3 different receivers for the Notre Dame football team, and all of us were like, "Yeah, that's a good pick too." Like we have 3 legit receivers.
Yeah.
When was the last time that happened?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, that's awesome.
And nice to see Thor got back in the game and at least got some work in, got the leg gone. We should probably try and teach him so he can do the place kicking. It seems unlikely, but I have the Thor bomb down at 49. Andy?
44.
Paul?
First of all, I did have 0 for last week. I told you that for the week before. I did actually was going to say 0 in the game. He had 0. I'm going to go bomb this week, 55.
Whew. Okay, Dolph?
I'll say 42.
And Mike?
46.
All right, I went 49. I think I said that. Well, we're not doing too bad. We're an hour and 10 minutes in. We have our last segment and then farewell, so we've cut it down. Mike Kremen, we're going to have you ask us a question. We all have to answer, then you can answer it at the end yourself. But Mike, ask us a question, and I'll lead it around the room to answer it.
Wait, when's the bubble bath segment? Because that was one of my favorites from the last. We cut that one out. Okay.
Yeah.
That was private. That was private. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a targeted question for Paul first, and then I'll go to the group one. So Paul, on one of the recent podcasts, you talked about teaching a class about anti-money laundering. Yes. And so I had a question for you on that. And Andy, I needed you to cover your ears as a law enforcement professional. Paul, as someone that's looking to get into money laundering to supplement my retirement income, I've been watching Ozark. Are there other things that I should be, studying to really help my career?
There are several seminars in the Bahamas, Mike, that cover this ground. And I sort of wish I was joking, but when I was knee deep in this stuff, you would go to these seminars in the Caribbean. And it was like a bride and groom kind of situation where on the one side were people working anti-money laundering like me and the feds. And on the other side were some guys a little more casually dressed who were taking very copious notes. So I would recommend any seminar in any kind of Caribbean country usually is the way to go for that.
Or that involves a Nigerian prince, perhaps.
Yeah, that's more of a fraud, but yeah.
All right.
We're getting technical here. Sorry. Getting technical.
Fantastic.
You know what? Like blackjack and hitting on 16, you're either all in or all out. I'm on my 7th Nigerian prince. One's going to pay off. This is the guy.
What are the odds, right? What are the odds?
Yeah. I mean, by the way, Andy, hitting on 16 refers to the cards.
I'll tell you what, if I was a Nigerian prince, I would totally give some money away just to say it happened once.
Yes. Reward that optimism, much like all of our dogs.
One guy,
all of our dogs in their entire lives, everyone that comes to the door, they think it's for them. It never is, but it doesn't dissuade their optimism. Just once I want to put a dog on the porch for them. So,
all right. So now that I've derailed your agenda, but I'll go back to my other questions.
Yeah.
Favorite random question. Favorite Notre Dame football play of all time? Not player, but specific play.
Dolph?
Ooh. I would say Pat Terrell batting down the ball in the 2-point conversion from the Miami game in '88.
I'm going to go a little more recent on Christian Gray's interception against Penn State last year in the bowl.
Paul, I'll let you answer it, Paul, even though you don't have to, because you had the
complicated one. I could talk about. I can tell you where I was sitting for that Pat Terrell play. It was the first one that popped into my mind. I mean, it would be something from that year, but that's the one that pops into my head. So I had a great view of it, and I saw that he was going to knock it down before he got there. Like we were just like, oh, so the hair up on my arms right now thinking about it.
I was going to pick the Jeter field goal to win the game, but when I think back, it was the excitement that led to that whole run. Was that it was as if he put the entire team on his back and said, "Here we effing go, we're on a run." It was that Jeremiah Love against Indiana. That was when I felt I knew we had a chance to go somewhere. So that.
Roger, would you say that was the prettiest sight those eyes had ever seen?
Yeah, well, I certainly would. Apparently, according to some, I was attired as if.
Well, now I know why Paul's the favorite podcast. He's
Absolutely.
now my favorite podcast.
I'm whacking it up now.
Well, you can share that social media. You can share that picture with Dolph, and he'll send it to Beto for production at a future point. Mike, what about yourself? You asked the question.
Yep, my favorite was my birthday, 2007. It was Golden Tate catching a touchdown and diving right into the Michigan State band.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's awesome.
That's a great photo too. Like that's just a great background photo.
Yeah, if you guys know Kathleen Kiefer, who does all the bench art, I have it's in my office. I can go get it. It's a 23 bench, but it has Golden Tate. That picture painted of Golden Tate jumping into the band.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. And there was a question I saw the Pete Sampson Independent podcast. I was watching that after the game, and the question was raised there: does Golden Tate, does Faison remind you all a little bit of Golden Tate? Do you get a bit of that vibe? He's wiggly, but yeah,
not as bold.
Yeah.
And I never saw anyone tackle Golden Tate. They eventually stopped him, or he got pushed out of bounds, but he never went to the ground. It was fascinating. The forward progress would get stopped, but he never actually went to the ground. It's amazing.
One quick random question, then we'll get to farewells. This is a random one, but are you coming back to camp next year, and are you changing your number? What number will you be, and why? I'll start. I was remembered over the past couple weeks in watching some old games, but I'm coming back for year 10, and I think I hate switching from number 3 because I love it and it means a lot to me. But I think I'm going to go number 2 and honor the great Tom Clemens, who was also a great CFL quarterback. Yeah. So I think there's a link there. Mike, are you coming back? I don't know what year it is for you. It could be year 40, but
yeah, I am coming back. I think it's year 7 now.
Nice.
Obviously, we all had the same first year. Me, you, and Andy were there the first year, but I missed a couple of years. But no, I am coming back. Yeah, I've always worn 25. I switched to 1 last year in honor of my wife, who's an 01 grad. Of course, then like 8 other campers wore 1 last year. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna go with 1 again, and hopefully everyone moves on to another number. But yeah, I will be back in hopefully number 1.
Dolph, what about you? Are you coming back?
Yeah, I am coming back, and I'm still wearing the same number, 32.
32. Andy, is this the year you finally make the big switch to 69?
No, this is not the year, and you have to be determined if I'll be returning. Which I play this game with myself every year.
I know. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
play with myself.
You're gonna milk a cow, so why not switch to 69, right?
And I said play with myself, and Roger said goes number 2. So like there's a lot going on here. If I do come back, I'll probably go 13 to support CJ Carr.
Oh, very cool.
So
just support him. Like he needs to support the Finger Lakes
region. Make sure he knows. That'll help.
Yeah, no, I 100% I'll let him know.
Yeah.
Well, anyone go? Paul, you're at the game next week. Anyone else in town for the game next week? You going back, Mike?
Yeah, I will be there. And there wasn't a line for the bread pudding, Roger. So I think the staff, the catering staff up at the club is eagerly awaiting your return because
and if anyone notices any equipment issues next week, that will be Mary and my fault because we're doing the equipment thing.
Manager. Yeah, beautiful.
You are. Well,
keep notes of anything you see that we can do inadequately. We'll get back to Bass on that. So.
Take some pictures so we can share with the audience.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Can you have Mary hold the extra point or kick it? Either or. We need.
I was going to say both. You guys said, I don't know. Dolph doesn't get my text sometimes, but I did shout him out in the group chat that we needed Dolph on the sideline for the PAT.
Well,
maybe auctioning that off in camp next year that you can go out there and hold an extra point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that story of the 58-year-old guy who's playing college football this year?
Yeah.
Could be one of us.
You can.
Yeah. What position is he playing?
I think he's like either line or defensive line, somewhere, not offensive line. I think he's on the defensive side of the ball.
He's got some old man strength too. He looks pretty tough.
Like him in college? Is that what it is? Like him?
Yeah, I mean, Jay Strong could still play. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So could Josh. Josh could play.
And Josh could play too.
Andy, just the official badge, my deputy badge, hasn't arrived from Jay. There's still time for you to usurp and give me some sort of deputization or some sort of title. Is there a title I could get in the Malone Police Force there?
I'll take a look tomorrow at HQ when I'm there and see what we can come up with for you.
There's got to be like a little super.
Sure. Actually, something comes to mind that I'll have to procure and get to you.
Well, that's exciting. Great show tonight, guys. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. And to our listeners, to our watchers, Please like, share, subscribe. We certainly appreciate it, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for watching tonight, and look forward to next week. We will let you know. We will send an announcement sometime this week when we align for the next show. It'll likely be next Sunday or Monday, but we'll get everyone's schedules together and we'll let you know. So great to see you guys again. Love you all. Thanks, Mike, for doing this. Always good to have you on.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, Mike, I'll see you Saturday.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me, and go Irish.
You guys
Go
are
Irish,
the best.
guys.
I really miss this. You guys are the best. See ya.
Go Irish.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.